Previously.
やめてくれ。
この街で喧嘩売んならちゃんと相手を選べ。大金持ち歩いてるときは特にな。
よ、頼んでおいた仕事どう？
終わりました。ちょっと封筒が。このままでいいっすか？
堂島組さんは仕事早くて助かるよ。なあ、うちに来ねえか兄ちゃん。君の腕っぷしならヤクザやるよりもっと簡単にもっと多くの金が稼げる。金さえあればヤクザは下積みが長え。手っ取り早くのし上がるにはうちに来て稼ぐってのもいい選択だと思うんだが。
3年前にその言葉を聞いてればそうしてたかもしれませんけど、一度極道になったもんは時間を巻き戻せない。ヤクザには誰かを幸せにすることなんてできないんすかね。
ま、気が変わったらいつでも連絡してくれ。じゃ。
金貸しが偉そうに。めんどくせ。
Hey, and welcome to Chrono Trigger. And if the dress sense didn't give it away, well, the pages probably will. Welcome to the 80s. This is the first of a kind, and this video should bring you up to speed with all the main story elements and characters in the stream so far. That's 8 hours, by the way. In Yakuza 0, we step into the shoes of Kazuma Kiryu. He's a junior Yakuza member who's just finished a routine debt collection. Now, with some cash in our pockets, we head out into the neon streets to find our sworn brother, Nishiki. That's the guy who just paged us, by the way. Still, Kiryu being Kiryu, it's not long before we find some trouble in the form of, well, these guys. And they're kind of terrorizing the meek student. Unfortunately for them, they're just tutorial fight enemies. And needless to say, like every tutorial enemy in history, well, it doesn't end so well for them. But hey, at least we found our boy Nishiki. And just look at that suit. Anyway, we got our job done, and it's time to celebrate. After a little banter, we head off into the busy streets in search of a watering hole. We learn a little bit about Nishiki's views on being a Yakuza along the way. Of course, even just a casual stroll down the street for Kiryu can't really be a casual stroll down the street without some bashing heads and some top drawer one-liners. Kiryu also shows us an interesting way of sobering up people. After finally making it to the bar, the boys end up reminiscing over a whiskey about why they joined the Yakuza in the first place. As it happens, Kiryu is indebted to Kazuma, a kind of mentor and father figure to the two, who took them in as orphans. Kiryu pledges his life to the man who raised him. With all the beatings and the deep talk out of the way, well, it's time for the boys to let their hair down and relax. The only way they know how. Karaoke. Did I mention that I'm kind of a sucker for karaoke? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. But the good times can't last forever. The boys head to a ramen bar to finish the night off, when things turn a little sour. A news report comes on. The body of a man is found in a secluded alley. It's been badly beaten. The report catches Nishiki's attention. Something about it sounds kind of familiar. The man in the report, however, he's all too familiar to Kiryu. The seriousness of the situation only begins to dawn on the two when Kiryu is summoned to family HQ. Beyond being a suspect in a murder investigation, Kiryu's actions have also dragged his mentor into disrepute and put his position in the family in danger. Still reeling from the revelation, Kiryu has little other choice than to call into HQ. Nishiki agrees, and looks to try and find some advice in the meantime. After getting the cab to HQ, things kinda go from bad to worse when we arrive. Turns out, all three of the senior ranking Dojima family Yakuza officers are waiting for us, and they look pretty pissed. Groveling seems like a pretty good option right now. The three of them, well, like Kuze, that's this guy. Now, Kuze, we've heard through the grapevine, turns out he played a role in getting Kazuma put away in jail. This guy's Shibusawa. We don't know too much about him right now. And Arano. I don't know too much, but he looks like a jerk. No one fucking wears a purple suit. Anyway, Kuze, he takes the offensive. He tells us about the loan shark who we collected the debt for at the beginning of the game. Well, turns out he's ratted us out. And he's told them that we're behind the murder. Because of this, the lieutenants agree that in order to bring an end to the murder investigation, Kiryu needs to take one for the team and go to jail. Things start to get pretty shitty when Kazuma is brought up. Seems the lieutenants? They all suspect him of putting Kiryu up to the task of interfering with some project that everyone keeps talking about. And then, it becomes clear that the man in the alley didn't die of blunt injuries. He was shot to death. Our boy Kiryu doesn't have a problem with punching punks in the street to within an inch of their life, but shooting? That's not cool, man. He's kinda like a Japanese 80s Bruce Wayne that's in the Yakuza. Still. With this revelation, Kuze takes the opportunity to explain the consequences of the murder. Mano and mano. The big picture is that, well, Kamurocho is due for a huge government redevelopment project. That means a lot of dollar bills or, well, I guess yen. And that money will go to the owners of the respective properties. Now, recently, the boss of the family, Dojima himself, well, he wants a cut of that pie. But acquiring land is complicated for a crime lord, especially when the place is swarming with detectives investigating a murder. As such, the lieutenants are interested because whoever acquires the so-called empty lot gets to be the next in line in the Dojima family, or captain. Of course, that means the current captain, aka Kazuma, is out of a job. After dropping that bombshell, Kuze gives Kiryu the rest of the day to turn himself in and leave his pinky as an offering. I hear that's a thing in the Yakuza. But Kiryu, he's got other ideas. He heads straight to said loan shark's headquarters to get the word from the man himself. Of course, that does involve bashing some heads along the way, but that's nothing new by this point. He insists that he knows nothing about the murder when we actually get up there. Tells us that he arranged the collection jobs under order from another person. As it turns out, that other person turns out to be none other than... Yep, Kuze. And needless to say, he's looking pretty pissed as always. After sucker punching last night's ramen out of Kiryu, Kuze attempts to convince him that Kazuma's been using Kiryu and Nishiki. Promising a bright future in the family under his rule, he attempts to coerce Kiryu into spying on his mentor. Despite Kuze's best efforts, Kiryu knows where his loyalty lies and turns his back on the offer, knowing that this will have serious implications. Still reeling from his talk with the lieutenants, Kiryu looks to confide with Nishiki and an old ally of his mentor, Kashiwagi, to seek advice on where to go next. Kashiwagi, being a pretty senior member of the Yakuza, explains that the empty lot is a key to the entire redevelopment plan. Turns out, no one knows the owner though, and finding the owner, well, that's the only way to acquire that piece of land and salvage the billions that have already been invested into the area by the family. Long story short, without the empty lot, Dojima's out of pocket in a real big way. Worse off with Kiryu's involvement, Kazuma's now in the crosshairs too. In an effort to protect his mentor, Kiryu comes up with a plan. Quit the Yakuza, thus severing his link with the family and to Kazuma. He'd then be free to operate as a civilian and to prove his innocence. Sounds pretty solid. Nishiki reluctantly drives his sworn brother to the Dojima HQ. Along the way, the two reminisce about how Kazuma recruited them, and how, for one of the two men, their journey as a Yakuza is about to end. After arriving at the really not at all fucking inconspicuous headquarters of the Yakuza, Kiryu requests an audience with Dojima. But life's unfortunately never that easy, Kiryu, and turns out Kuze's in the building, looking smiley as always. Not content that he got all of that extra large bowl of ramen last time, he gets another sucker punch in. And another. Still, after another futile attempt to get Kiryu to betray Kazuma, and boom. That's all of last night's ramen. You owe me 500 yen, you prick. Oh, and he kinda gives the order to execute Kiryu. Still, in a spectacularly anime logic trap, Kiryu manages to get Kuze to expel him from the Yakuza personally. That's kind of the beginning of when apparently he's free to wage open warfare on the family with zero repercussions. And wage war he does. With Kuze condemning him to death, Kiryu promises to confront him after he deals with the rest of the rank and file. And I do mean, like, the whole Yakuza. No. Seriously, like, the whole fucking family. I'm talking like Kill Bill level of thugs here. Oh, yeah. And then there's this jackass who pops up everywhere and goes down again. And again. And then, just because annihilating criminals is a breeze, Kiryu takes a short bathroom break. Before continuing his rampage. Oh yeah. And this guy's back. Again. Although I should say that this is the last time. Yeah. Way to clear your name of murder, Kiryu. Jeez. We finally reach Kuze, who apparently has been sitting here unaware of the fact that we literally just kicked his right-hand man out of a third-story window. Still, turns out, Kuze didn't miss leg day, or really any day at the gym. And after showing off his rad tats, well, the two men, they fight one-on-one. He didn't even fucking take his glasses off. God damn it. One hell of a fight later, and Kiryu remains the last man standing. Conveniently, after we've decimated an entire headquarters worth of Yakuza, Dojima finally emerges. Much to Kuze's dismay. Finally getting his meeting, Kiryu states his case and requests to be expelled from the family. But not before Kuze gets in the way. Unfortunately for him, his fellow lieutenants are also after the prize of being the next Dojima captain. So they kinda sell him out. Kuze's arrogance becomes his downfall, and having expelled Kiryu from the family himself, that makes Kiryu kind of untouchable. Kuze leaves with his pride and his pinky in pieces, but remarkably his specs are still fucking flawless. Look on the bright side, Kuze. Dojima grants Kiryu his request and releases him from the family. Now free, Kiryu vows to find the real killer, and as such, prove the innocence of both himself and Kazuma. Dojima rejects this, and promises that Kazuma will be held responsible regardless. Now, with no way back into the Yakuza, Kiryu's lost. Now a civilian, and unable to protect his mentor, Kiryu wanders the streets, defeated. All hope seems lost. That's when a mysterious man appears, and requests to speak to Kiryu. Once back at his office, it appears that he knows a lot about Kiryu's childhood, his friends, his family, his upbringing. He knows about his connection to Kazuma and the Yakuza. He even knows about the murder in the empty lot. Turns out that, just like everyone else, Tachibana is after the empty lot. And knowing Kiryu has no one left to turn to, he requests that Kiryu comes work for him. He promises that if he does, Tachibana will use his influence in Kamurocho to protect Kazuma. Unconvinced, Kiryu delays, but agrees to take his business card to think on his option. Now, you're just about caught up with the main story. Of course, plenty of other stuff happened. Like I won this sweet plush. Come on! It's so close! Oh god! It's so cute! We found a bowling waifu, complete with bowling high heels. She also kicked my ass. I ordered fried chicken and whiskey. Sang a lot of karaoke. I played darts drunk. I lost literally millions of yen in a stupid pool game. I bumped into an 8-foot Japanese man who will take all your money if he beats you. Which he did. I then gave an upcoming band really bad PR advice about being a tough guy. And then went disco dancing like any self-respecting tough guy. I learned what Bracero was. And watched some educational videos. For the achievement, of course. And then I won back all my cash, with interest. So what do you say? See you tonight for some more?